Now, in the mobile audio category, there certainly is no shortage of options. But one brand has been around for nearly 40 years and continues to offer great value, aesthetically pleasing products that perform time and time again. Of course, we're talking about Cadence Audio. Yeah, you remember Cadence. They've been around here for a hot minute and they're still in the game. We're going to talk about some of the latest products for you guys. We're going to break it down. We've got their product expert, Nelson Pino, in the studio with us. And this is going to be a great voyage into the catalog from Cadence. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about Cadence Audio. And it starts now. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and you are tuned in to CMA Networks, where we talk mobile electronics day in and day out. We're talking Cadence Audio today in the mobile audio category. We're going to be talking amps, subs, speakers, and the entire lot. But first, let me introduce our guest, Nelson Pino, joining us. Nelson, what are we going to be talking about on today's show?
Hey, Bain. Happy to be here again. Today, we're going to show you 5 different items we have in our catalog. One of them is one of the most amazing small amplifier, 4-channel amplifier. We're going to talk about 2 shallow subwoofer we have. The other thing is we're going to talk about one of the 6x9 speaker. And the beauty of the crown is going to be one of our enclosure box subwoofer.
Well, Nelson, that sounds like it's going to be a loaded show full of different types of products in the category. But first, an opportunity for our partner, SiriusXM, to remind you why it's always an additional awesome add-on sale. And when we come back, we're going to get into some Cadence Audio. We'll see you after the break.
Hey, Paul here with SiriusXM, and I'd like to talk to you about attachment selling and why the SiriusXM product is one of the best things to add, especially since we don't trade dollars with any other category. I could go through all of this, but let's hear what some of our dealers have to say.
It's an easy add-on that takes, 10, 15 minutes if we're running an antenna, 1 minute if we've got an adapter to plug it into the factory SiriusXM antenna, and it's extra money, so no brainer.
I present it to every customer because a lot of customers don't know what all they can do with Sirius. They don't know what all content they could have. It just makes too much sense not to sell it.
It creates a different customer loyalty and customer security when you explain to them why it's a better experience. Just gets them back in the door, and then the next car, they're already asking for it again. So it just keeps selling itself. It makes more sense.
Well, there you have it. You heard from our dealers. Just remember some of the best practices. Make sure you have one on display so you can demo it. Make sure you're taking advantage of our rewards program, because if you're not taking advantage of that, you're leaving even more money on the table. Make sure you got our POP up on display. And other than that, just make sure you're recommending it.
And welcome back, everybody, as well as welcome to our good friend Nelson. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, Ben.
I was just talking to you in the back studio, and I just came to realize Cadence Audio has been around for quite some time, hasn't it?
Yeah, sure. We've been here for the last 40 years.
Can you believe 40 years that Cadence has been in car audio? That's a really amazing feat. And one thing, if you ever get a chance, guys, go visit the website. There is a lot of product, whether you're looking for marine or power sports. But today we're going to focus on like car audio type stuff. And one of the first things we're going to talk about is, like you mentioned, a very, very popular amplifier series that we're going to be talking about in the QR series. So why don't I pass it on to you? Apparently, this 4-channel is kind of the hot ticket. So why don't you tell us about the QR 80.4?
Yeah, right, Ben. This is exactly what is happening with this amplifier. As you can see, the finish of this one is a beauty. Okay, very cosmetic, and it's very small. So if you don't have enough space in your car or your truck or your whatever, you can use this one. This amplifier brings you 500 watts peak power, and this one is breachable into 2 and into 1 channel. That brings you 80 watts per channel, 125 watts per channel, or 250 watts if you're breachable the 4 channel into 1.
I do like the look of that amplifier. It's small, it's compact. I like the power rating. But one thing I want to point out, if you don't mind showing the camera, the terminals, I mean, these are really nice high-end terminals. These aren't the cheapy kind of terminals. I noticed if you flip the other side, those look like very nice RCAs as well. So is that something that makes it very popular in your opinion?
Yeah, sure, because this kind of terminals allows you to reduce, the noise in the connection. So with this amp, believe me, you don't have any noise when you listen into your music or whatever you're playing in your car.
All right, all right. So that is the amplifier, a very popular one, according to Nelson over here, being the QR80.4. All right, let's get into some subwoofers. If you don't mind, Nelson. I mean, shallow subs is kind of a big thing right now. People are always saying, oh, I don't have this space. I don't have this space. Well, guess what? Cadence has a solution for you. These are going to be in the SLW series. They are available in both 10 and 12 inch. So if you don't mind, Nelson, why don't you talk to us a little bit about the SLW 10 or 12 shallow subwoofer?
Yeah, sure, Ben. The thing is, as you mentioned, some people doesn't have the space to connect a subwoofer, but they want to have something very powerful that sounds very clear. So we have one of the most amazing shallow subwoofer in the market, which is the series SLW. We have in 10 and 12 inches. That two subwoofer brings you 500 watts peak power, 250 watts RMS. So when you don't have enough space in your car and your truck, you need to use this series from Cadence. So I'm gonna show you the shallow subwoofer that we have, the SLW series. This is one that makes it the most beauty. And as you can see, it's very shallow. The dip is less than 4 inches. The magnet is vented, so allows you to have a better sound. The terminal is well finished and very, very flat. So if you don't have enough space, this is the one you need.
All right, so we talked about a very popular 4-channel amplifier, and if you need some bass and have small space, there you have it, a 10 and 12-inch shallow subwoofer solution. But now let's take that to the next level and provide an all-in-one solution for people looking just to easily add bass to their car or truck. What we're looking at here is the FXB 121 VA. This is an active shallow enclosure. So take it away, Nelson. Show us this unit and what it's all about.
Yeah, sure, Ben. When you don't have, when you don't have enough time or you want just to plug in and play, okay, this is the perfect choice that you have. Okay, this model, which is the FXB 121 VA, is one of the better. I think is the best enclosure subwoofer that we have in Cadence. Is amplifier is at 12 inches. The size is pretty small. That this one brings you 700 watts, 350 RMS. So if you want something that actually is kind of plug and play, this is the one you need to buy.
More and more people are looking for easy solutions to just, install in their vehicles without, too much hassle. Why don't you go ahead and turn that over so we can see the connections and talk to us a little bit about, how that all works.
Sure, Ben. As you can see, the connection is pretty easy. It's very easy installation. The terminals of the amplifier are shown, as you can see here. Okay, and it's pretty easy to. This one is pretty easy to connect.
All right, we've arrived at the last piece of today's conversation. We thought it would be a good idea to also show off what the Cadence speakers look like. They're very, very popular. And you've chosen probably one of the most popular sizes these days is a 6x9 size. So what makes the QRS69 speaker so special, and why did you want to show it today?
Sure, Ben. One of the things is how this speaker looks like, is something that when you're connected in your car, this is gonna be a pretty good looking. Okay, the grill is pretty good. As you can see, this is a 3-way. Okay, and the terminals, and the magnet is covered with rubber. And one of the other thing is this one is a 250 watts peak power, 100 watts RMS. So if you want something that brings you a clear sound, a really good sound, and a very powerful sound, this is the 6x9 you need to buy.
All right, Nelson, thanks for coming in and giving us a quick run through. We covered an amplifier, we talked about some shallow subs and enclosure, and finished there with that nice looking 6x9 speaker. My question for you is, there is a rumor that Cadence, there's a lot of energy behind Cadence, and there's going to be some new stuff coming down the pipe. Is there anything you could share with us at this time?
Well, it's supposed to be a secret, but yes, we're working, developing new items that is going to be They're going to be released by the first quarter of 2026. We're going to have some good news shortly. And we hope that everybody that stayed with us for the past 40 years, stay with us for the next 40 years.
Amazing. So, of course, you got to tune into CMA Networks to find out what this new Cadence product is all about. Hey, thanks for coming in today, Nelson.
Thank you, Ben. My pleasure.
And that was Nelson Pino from Cadence Audio joining us today for a quick run through of some hot products within the mobile audio category. If you want to find out more details on any of the products and more on today's show, make sure you head on over to their website, cadenceasound.com. Now, I purposely asked that question because I happen to know there is some serious movement going on at Cadence. They've got a great product line now, but guys, trust me, stay tuned. There's a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline. And for sure, keep it locked here on CMA Networks because we're going to get you the insider on everything that's going on at Cadence Audio. That's it for this CMA Networks Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.